by the way, you would do that after easy runs once a week.
So one of the things that I just got back to doing recently, the last couple of weeks consistently, is sprints on the treadmill for different reasons, like health benefit reasons that my body responds well to. Is there
Fartlek is basically HIIT training,
right? But is there because then after my couple runs after that at home on the road, I did end up being a bit faster than I have been in the same area because I tend to just go out the door.
Yeah, it's muscle memory.
I was going to ask you that. So if somebody, let's say they run like a 15-minute mile and they're trying to get to 14, would there be benefit for them to setting the treadmill at like a 13.5, 14 and doing those repetitives for the muscle memory aspect of it and being so controlled?
You mean like specifically doing it on a treadmill, which holds you to that pace? The easy answer is yes. The better answer is no. The better answer is no, because when you're running on the treadmill, studies show that you are activating a higher proportion of your posterior chain, specifically your hamstring and calves, which obviously you're not doing in a race. So you need to act, because if anybody's run a marathon, everybody knows like what's the thing that hurts the most afterwards? It's your quads by far. So anything you can do to load your quads the most during training is going to be beneficial. A treadmill just flat out doesn't load the quads because you're just keeping up with the belt. So your hamstrings and calves get a higher proportion of load versus your quads on a normal run. So the treadmill just isn't a great option. So it's still better to just go outside. So I like Bry's idea of going to the track. That would be a great thing to do, because then you have a structured 400 meters. The inside lane is 400 meters or a quarter mile. And basically you can just do the math on it. Well, if you want to run, a 16-minute mile, well, you got to run, 4 minutes per lap essentially. So you can kind of do the math on that in your own head in terms of just timing it out. So you could just go to the track and run a hard lap and then jog an easy lap and run a hard lap and jog an easy lap and just kind of make it that simple. But I mean, again, these Disney races are coming up in the winter. And if you're in the north, like we will be, so a lot of times you'll be on the treadmill. So that's not a terrible option, but it's not the best answer.
So when I think about running hills, it hurts my head. But I will tell you that you have to run hills before Disney, because while it seems like it's going to be really easy, there are those exit ramps that we go off on.
Yes, and there's usually one of the toy soldier or 3 sergeants screaming at you.
Yeah, and
at least one of the hills, and they literally will make fun of you and challenge you to push-ups.
Yeah, it never ends. It really is quite daunting, right? So you've got to be prepared for that. It's not going to be just, I think people go into Disney sometimes thinking this is going to be so much fun, it's going to be easy, and then they hit that hill and they're like, what is happening? So you've got to be ready for that. So I think hill training would be really good, and that's something that I've been doing more of lately, because I know that, and I didn't do that before, and it was a bummer for me that I didn't.